It's Chasing Gazillions. Ain't the same as making millions. It's Wednesdays with Fernando and Anthony coming to you live here. Two real estate professionals talking to you about, you know, things that come up in our business, in our personal lives. Uh, Fernando, why are we doing it? Let's hold on. Let's come on. It's 7:00 now, right?
It is 7. Yep. Well, we're not splitting the screen now. Here we go. Just trying to.
You know what? Hold on, hold on. Hold on.
I got a little goatee going.
I'm gonna do what you're doing.
We got this. Sporting the Terps this week. 4-1. Purdue coming into town on Saturday, 12 o'clock start. Kegs and Eggs, 9 a.m. Parking lot JJ2 if you want to come over and say hello. I will be there with the bus. The Terp bus will be there.
Okay, so
here we go. Here we go.
Because this week we had hold on.
What? Oh no, not the Wahoo. Not Wahoo. You guys are like 1-4 or something. You can't even beat Old Dominion for God's sakes.
No,
ODU.
We've been talking about for months now. Our number one sponsor, Global Scholars Foundation, had their 3rd annual Jazz Brunch and Golf Charity Fundraiser this past weekend, and the Anthony Bowling Group was the sponsor, and we worked really, really hard.
And I could see you did.
And we appreciate that you and your beautiful wife came out on Sunday to the brunch. You can tell people about that. But and on Monday they had the golf tournament
in the hurricane.
Well, yes, but you know what? It was a clear day on Monday up until about 2:00. And then it started to shower, started to, rain. And, they had a team, my team, that persevered and finished up. And, let's talk about what we did that was important. We raised over $88,000 to support the Global Scholars Foundation. That's right. Give it up.
That's a lot of money.
For that worthwhile organization. Yeah, we're so excited. And I'm excited about, what we did there. But you know what I'm really also proud and excited about? That here in their 3rd annual golf charity tournament, the Anthony Bowling Group
See?
brought home.
See? That's what I'm talking about. Hardware.
Yeah.
Not that
all season about playing my one hole. I want you to see it. I want you to see right here.
There's no I in team. There's no I in team. Remember that.
The Anthony Bowling Group bowling team bowling. Boom. We won. We played 18 holes in the rain for the last 3 holes. Guys on my team, Tim Smith got longest drive. Mitch got closest to the pin. Valerio Johnson rounded out the foursome.
So
I
came
in strong.
You and 3 pros, basically. You and 3 pros. You stacked your team. That was smart. You got to win.
There we go. We did it. Yes. I want you to see that. Global Scholars Foundation. Get that up in there.
I see. You don't get that playing one hole. I can tell you that. I can promise you that. That's
There's
beautiful.
gonna be more about the celebration of Global Scouts Foundation coming up soon. I can't even. I'm like, can I even put it down? Can I put it down? I can't.
No, you don't have to. I don't care.
I'll put it over here.
I got 3 or 4 trophies over there. I can go grab them. What's your moment?
So it was a wonderful time, a wonderful event. There was just a lot going on that we were competing against. It was CBC weekend, but we are glad that that we really for that organization, and they announced where they're going to be traveling next year with the kids.
Yes, I heard that at the brunch.
Vietnam.
Yeah. And then in Korea or something, right?
In Korea, yes, Vietnam and Korea.
South
So
Korea.
we're going to be taking. They're going to be taking 25 students, DC public school, charter school students through this process, immersion, financial literacy, and studying Vietnam and going to Korea next year. It's wonderful.
Marcia is an impressive lady.
Dr. Marcia Brown, yes, she is.
Very impressive.
Yeah, and we could not have done it without the support of you and other sponsors and supporters of Global Scholars Foundation. All the dollars matter. All the dollars count.
Yeah.
Like like they say in my fraternity, we have diamonds. They say no man's diamond is bigger than another's. All of us have the same diamond. And sponsorship, all of it, whether you're a title sponsor, or a whole sponsor, or brunch, it all helps. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So
That was a nice event. The brunch was a nice event. I know that golf course is really nice too. I mean, the .com tour used to play there every year. When they came to DC, they played at Woodmore. So I know it was a first class operation.
Hold on now. Before we go on, as always, he's right there for us.
The best.
The Virginia Bushcraft. Congrats.
$88,000 is a lot of money to raise at one of these events. I'm going to tell you flat out.
Yes.
Because you have costs.
Well, our goal was 100. I know. My first year when I did it, we helped raise 55,000. So now we're still counting.
It's a lot of money though, because you have costs. People don't realize there are costs associated with it. I mean, Woodmore is going to let you play on there, but they want something to basically block out the course for the day. You got food, drinks, you got events afterwards. There's just all kinds of expenses that
you know what? And they had the bottomless mimosas, and I think you were pretty close to the bottom.
I had 4. I had to drive though. They're small. They're little mimosas. They're like the little 8-ounce beers, like the ponies.
Well, you put enough ponies together to get a colt.
Yeah, that was fun. I left at a good time, not at the end. I didn't want to linger all the way to the end.
No.
It was fun, man. It was a nice event, and I think it's
my lady was nice. My lady enjoyed you and your lady. She enjoyed actually meeting and spending time.
I appreciate you sending me 2 seats at the head table, the main table. I noticed that. Don't think I didn't notice that. Center front, right there. No one in front of us. No one blocking our view to the front.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
that's right.
It was nice. It was really nice. And I mean,
well, that's definitely get when they give you the title as fundraising chair.
Right. You doing that again next year?
Yeah, I'm already thinking about it. In fact, I was just talking to Melinda about, maybe incorporate. What do you think about if I didn't do the brunch, but instead still did the golf, but maybe on that Sunday or the Saturday, some afternoon, like Saturday afternoon or something like that, just invited you to come over to Top Golf and play it and drink and mingle and play Top Golf. Just go get clubs and just play Top Golf. for those people who don't play golf or for who play,
Right.
if you're a player, the purpose of the brunch was in response to person saying, I want to support you, but I don't play golf. So we said, fine, we'll give you brunch. Well, I'm thinking to get even a wider audience of persons, not that I'm some conduit into the golf industry, but just to have fun, networking, talking, mingling, and swinging some clubs with those games that they play at Top Golf versus brunch. Which one do you think?
I like the brunch. I really do. It's a more relaxed atmosphere. The wives are there. Not all the wives are going to come to Top Golf. And to be honest with you, in most families, you got to talk to your wife before you go out and spend $300, $400, $500, right? So, it's nice to have them there. I thought that made it a classier event. I mean, it was if you do the Top Golf, I think all the guys will show up for sure, but I don't think all the wives will show up. Some of them will, or maybe make
That's a great point. That's a great point.
Make it like a combination where, hey, the golf is whatever $200, the brunch is $150. For $300, you get both. So you get more people participating in both events. Maybe you could do that. That might be
great. Well, but you know what? I probably won't do any more research into it beyond that. And but we're excited. They're happy. The Global Scholars Foundation is happy about what we've done in support of them. And off to next year. We're off to the next. So what's happening next? We're back to just about real estate.
Real quick, I want to talk about
I picked up some new
4-1 and beating me.
Maryland lost one.
They're 4-1.
Oh, they lost one.
They did lose one at Michigan.
Oh, wow. Your season's pretty much over.
Virginia's lost 4, I think. Wow. Woo! No, we're about to break in the top 25 after this weekend.
We play Louisville this weekend. We play Louisville this weekend because it's a big UVA football alum weekend this weekend.
You going down there?
I would go, but there's that 30-year wedding anniversary thing my wife wants me to get into this weekend with her. And I did, and just so you know, for you young neophyte guys out there who only been married, a year, 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years, rookies, I'm going to let you know, I did ask. I did say, hey, baby, do you want to go down to Charlottesville to the UVA football alumni weekend, see us play Louisville, see your man get recognized again as an alum, and spend the weekend in Charlottesville for our 30th anniversary?
She said no.
Well, what she said, I can't say on this show. But let's go with no. Let's go with no.
Well, I'm going to the Purdue game this weekend, and because I am a big alum, I'm going to practice tomorrow too, by the way, which is going to be incredible. On Saturday, when the Terps come out of the locker room, they come out of that shell with the gates in front.
Yeah.
Guess who's opening the gate?
Oh my God.
Guess who's opening the gate? Ask me who. I dare you to ask.
Who do they have opening up the gates for them?
They have they have someone they like in the program pulls the gate open and the players come through it. And guess who's doing that this Saturday?
Who's doing it this Saturday?
Boom! FP, that's who. Which means I'm going to have to ease back on the tailgating. I can't be getting all banged up.
Wow. It's
good to be me.
Yeah. My only experience I have with the gates and people in the field about football at UVA is
playing. It's playing.
Yeah. Yes, playing. Exactly. Now, but here's some fun stories that, well, I don't know. I always found it funny. So the year after I graduated, was done playing, came back to a home game, and George Welsh and his staff and all were still there. Same guard. So I played last season. So now for the next season, I come for a home game. And when the guys are walking in, I'm walking right beside the players and security and all. And they're like, "Hey, Bowling, what's up?" And I just walked right on in with the players, right onto the field, found somewhere to sit. No problem. The second year out,
Oh, you get me. You're not looking like a football player after year two. You
second
probably
year
look
out,
thinner, actually.
second year out, I'm coming and I'm trying to walk in with the players, and the
Security,
guy, security was like, "Hey, hey, hey,
security.
hey, big man, hey, who are you?" And then I got to say, "Hey, Jerry, hey, coach, what's up?" And they're like, "Yeah, Bowling, yeah, come on, yeah, Bowling, we know him, come on." And so I go on in.
Year
3
three.
years, 3 years
Year
out,
three.
3 years out, right? Dudes are like, "Yo, man,
No, man.
you got to get a ticket." I got to get a ticket.
Ticket. What?
Ticket? What are you talking about? Ticket? Yeah, man. I played here. I gave blood here. Yeah, and the dudes here at this point. Yeah, I don't know you. 3 years out, dude. They're like, yeah, you need a ticket, and you got to go through regular, with the regular folk. So
Going with
that's
the
what
regular folk.
right. So that's
No.
how it is, man.
No.
If you were not superstar, if you didn't bring some real cheddar to the program, right?
All right.
If you just on the team like I was,
Terry Kirby.
then yeah, oh yeah, you gotta be big name like that.
Kirby will be
Then
fine.
if
Right.
you're not like that, you didn't go to the show, dudes aren't still making money off your name or whatever. I'm in some of those photos they got in the hall in there, but I'm not the main guy in the photo, right?
Howie's son could walk in anytime he wants.
Exactly. That's right. Dudes like that, they can walk in. When you look in the hall, you look at the photos for Bowling, it's like, yeah, you see me? Yeah, that's me. Yeah, no, 3 shoulders behind that dude right there. Yeah. With my back
Herman
turned, you see my number?
Herman Moore. Herman Moore can walk in, right?
Right. Yeah, yeah. B word, because stuff be guys like that. But that's how it is when you play D1 ball. If like right now, for guys who are playing right now under this whole naming rights sort of environment we're in,
The nil.
if your naming rights is Hilco and Fernando is giving you naming rights,
Yep.
then 3 years from now when you leave, you're gonna have to get a ticket to get in the game, brother.
Yeah. Well, I'm giving my money to someone else, someone better and newer, fresher. The fresh.
Come on, man. We done went on too long here.
No, we didn't. Never too long about personal. Ever. Is that ever too long?
That's right. Because you know what? Because that's how we started it. This is season 1, episode 23. And that's right. We never want to get away from our roots and our base, which is we're just 2 guys who like talking to one another every week. And we are bringing the rest of you all in for the ride. And we want to share some of our knowledge and experience and things like that with you. But yeah, never lose sight that we're inviting you in. We love to have you, and we love sharing with you. This week, by the way, starting Thursday, in fact, there is the AARO. AARO. I'm new to it, but it's with the appraisal industry. It's having a big conference here and I'm going to be in that. Oh, it's not this week. It's next week, the 14th through the 17th. So we can talk about A-Rod next week. But let me just tell you this. The director of the Department of Permits, Inspections, and Enforcement, DPI, out in Prince George's County, just sent me a notice that she is available to be live on our show next Wednesday.
I'll be
So the
coming
audience
from
will know.
the. I'll be coming from the rehab center in Miami. I told
Well,
you.
maybe we don't want to do the show then that week.
No,
Maybe
I'm
we don't want
doing
to
it.
have her on
I'll
that
be
week.
fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
No, I want you to be somewhere stable, not dealing.
I'll be stable. I'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Will you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm.
I don't know because I don't know. Is your mom gonna be all right?
She broke her left arm.
I know.
2 months ago, she broke her right shoulder. So now she's like, she can't. She's
I understand that. So when you come back, you might
mess.
be in some kind of way. You might feel some kind of way.
I'm feeling that way now, thinking about her, man. But I'm ready to go. I'm a professional. We have a show to do. Let's go.
How can we be both? A moment ago, I was trying to set some standards. You was like, "Hey, always about the family and personal first."
I know,
but we're professional about it.
Yeah, I'm going to be professional about it. I mean, I have to do the show. It's fine. I mean, I can take an hour out of the day. It's fine. But I am wearing this hat in honor of one of my fallen, really good friends, Dan Wolf. It's his hat. When I came to his house after he had died, I did a charity golf tournament for him. His wife handed me a bunch of his golf stuff and said, "You can have it." We ended up selling a lot of it at this golf tournament. But this hat I kept. It's his hat.
Yeah.
He wore it every time we played. There's a little thing right here. You can see it.
Yeah.
Ball marker built in. Thinking about it today, so I thought I'd throw the hat in. So, nice. Dan Wolf, rest in peace.
Dan Wolf.
I miss you, you bastard. I do miss him. He was my golf buddy too. I mean, we played in a lot of tournaments together. Took down a lot of people. Me and him were competitive as shit.
I see that, man. You really take this golfing thing a lot more seriously than I do.
I'm a former athlete.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm former too. Although those who play with me probably will say, we're not really sure if you really had your heart all into it.
Yeah, you were soft. Like Blake Griffin.
No, I was not. I was really, really, really a mean football player. I was
Off
really
the
mean.
field, you're a teddy bear.
Exactly. Because it was schizophrenic. I learned that in high school. I learned this whole dynamic, and I tell that to young players, and my son included, about the schizophrenic nature of being a highly competitive athlete. I remember the day when I recognized it. I was sitting in high school. I was in senior year. I was sitting in an English class, and a guy was handing out papers and all. He didn't know who I was, and he was just like, Anthony Bowling. And I was drifting off somewhere. I was daydreaming. I don't know. And then the guy said, well, something. It was derogatory about the grade I had received. Maybe it was a C. D, probably wasn't a B, but the point, it was something derogatory. And when I heard that, I sort of snapped, and I just grabbed this dude and I just pummeled him, right? He was just handing out papers, said my grade, said it all derogatory, something cute, and I pummeled the dude. And as I was doing it, I was like an out of body experience. I was like, "Who are you, man? What are you doing?" And it was my senior year, and I was a ball player, blah, blah, blah. And they, swoosh, what they do, they make it go away. But for me, it was a wake-up call that who I am on the field have to stay on the field. When I'm on the field, then yes, dude, you get jacked up, you get punched, all that. But when I come off the field, I take that shower, I wash all that dude off, and then I go back to being the dude that's not playing ball. That's the dude. That's what I tell people. And I carry that dude with me everywhere I go, right? Into work settings and all. You know, I understand when people are encountering me. I'm a big man, and I understand this whole thing of
angry big
right,
man.
right, angry big black man. Yeah, I get it. I fit those stereotypes. I know I do, and I suffer with a lot of those internal isms, as you know. I've struggled with that. But one of the things that's inside of me that I try to tell people when I'm, when people are trying to test you, challenge you, right? And it's not appropriate in the workplace, in the work settings, when it's not appropriate, right? I mean, if we're on the basketball court, you want to be bucking, okay, fine. You on the golf course, you want to talk some smack, okay, no problem. We playing spades, we playing cards. You want to, talk about my mama? No problem. But there are places in the workplace where it's not appropriate. And that's where I have to tell people, because they're looking at me and they see big black man tie and all. And I always tell them my favorite saying is, excuse me, don't let the tie fool you. I am just a big black man from DC, Deanwood, the hood. And you need to step back, jack back, dude, because you.
Kevin Glover told me you were soft on the field. Kevin, do you remember Anthony Bullock? He goes, number 90 in UVA. I said, yes, soft. And I said, exactly. That's what Kevin Glover told me. Now, I know he played against you 8 times. So, I mean, I think you know each other a little bit. No, 4 times.
Hold on. But Glover, was he guard or center?
Center.
Right. So here's the thing.
You lined up right to his inside or right on him.
Hold on. And I don't mind telling this story because I know Kevin has told this story a million times if he remembers it. Because as you know,
in the Hall of Fame, by the way, the NFL Hall of Fame.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're not talking about I was going up against mincemeat.
No, great football player.
In my second year.
And a super nice guy too, by the way.
Right. My second year.
Super nice guy.
My second year, we played Maryland. It was his senior year. And he was already like going to the show. They wasn't even calling it the show then. It was just like you going to the NFL. That's how long ago it was.
Playing on Sundays, they called it.
There you go. So he would be playing on Sunday. Right. One of the first plays when we played Maryland, I played him because I played nose guard. And we played at 5-3. Sometimes a 3-4, but always with me over the center. And I was over him, and that dude was like, somebody must have said, "Hey, new meat in the game. Here's a chance for you to make some extra points with a highlight reel."
Plow him, pancake time.
Plow. Yeah, just put a dude on wheels. Put a dude on wheels going backwards, pancake a dude. Get some film at my expense. That's what you do when a new dude comes into the game.
Breakfast. It was breakfast.
Everybody. It must be everybody in the whole football coaching staff and everybody. They see 75 running to the game. They say 75 bowling. Oh, he knew this. He ain't even been playing. Okay, let's run a play right at bowling. First play. Welcome to the ACC. Yeah. So, but that was it. Hey, man, are we going to talk about the homeowners association? Are we going to give the people any real estate insights?
Yes.
Because after a while, people are going to be like, huh?
I thought you were number 90.
75.
75, damn.
Mean Joe Green.
Okay, down right. Not me, Joe Green. Joe Green,
Huh?
the best defensive lineman ever. Oh, was that your idol? Was he your guy?
Mean Joe Green, that was his number.
I know. Was he your idol? Is that the guy you looked up to?
No, not at all. I mean, I did like Pittsburgh, but no, not at all. I didn't know who he was. The coach just said, "Hey, man, 75, you beat Mean Joe Green." I was like, "Okay,
All right, let's talk HOA.
all right."
Let's do it.
Homeowners associations, HOA. Do we like them? Do we need them? Why do they exist? Are they? What are the pros? What are the cons? Can I get rid of my HOA? Do I want to buy a property when I see this additional fee? You
Mandatory.
know,
Mandatory.
mandatory, right? That I when I see it, I thought I was buying a townhouse or a single family detached house in a nice community. It may be gated, it may not be gated, it may be just a community, it has a name. Uh, but now, in addition to the mortgage, the principal, the interest, the taxes, the insurance, now there's this other fee that I can't get rid of. They tell me it runs with the land. Runs with the land. Is the land going somewhere? It runs with the title. It's there.
Yeah.
It's a covenant, they tell me, that I am obligated to pay. I just got here. I just bought this property. Why am I obligated to pay this HOA? And why do the people who seem to enforce it get to tell me what I can and cannot do with my property? Talk to us about HOAs,
I
homeowners
you
association.
know, there. I mean, I have a single family house. I have an HOA. So the intent of it is to keep neighborhoods in better condition. My HOA covers maintenance of the exterior grounds around the property, covers all the pools, all the tennis courts, all the athletic facilities, covers my trash pickup.
Hold on here. Hold on, Fernando. Don't forget who we're talking to. Now, if you're talking to me, I understand what you're saying. But we're talking to our audience. You're saying covers. Elaborate on that. What do you mean by
It
it
pays for
covers?
it. It pays for it. So
It provides the upkeep maintenance services for these items.
for the neighborhood I live in, which is Montgomery Village. I live in
Okay.
the east gate of Montgomery Village. So it provides
Okay.
all these extra services that are at my disposal that I pay monthly, including my trash pickup and bulk pickup as well, which is kind of nice because every now and then we throw a bunch of stuff out to the curb and they come and pick that up as well. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Mine is a very minor amount. I mean, they're all a lot, but maybe like $109 a month or something paid quarterly. Um, Townhouses are typically about the same amount. It's when you get into the condo fees that things get a little tricky because I was looking at two condos for a client this weekend. I thought we were going to buy them. And he was like, I want them. I got 400 grand in cash. Let's buy two. I said, great. Perfect. He looks at me, he says, I want them. He looks at the condo fees are $594 a month.
Okay,
So,
but now you seems as though you shifted gears. The words are different. Now you're saying condo fee versus homeowners association fee. Eh,
well, the
They,
words
they,
are
they
different. The words
the
are
words are
different.
different. Yeah.
It's still a fee on top of your mortgage, your interest, your principal, your insurance, your taxes. So it's still a fee in addition to what you normally pay in a single family house without an HOA or a condo fee.
Well, okay. Well, let's break it down for the people. I mean, we're shifting
Right.
gears and we're moving fast. But if you are buying into a community, a condominium community, as opposed to a co-op or a
Yep.
single family detached, single family townhouse, single family, a condominium is where you have common elements, uh, and the property doesn't always have to look like an apartment building. You could be in a community of semi-detached townhomes, uh, that
That are
are
condominiums.
functioning as a condominium, because there's this common shared ownership, and then you have common expenses that are covered by your condominium association fee. So your common insurance for your roof, for the exterior of the building, your common maintenance for the grass and upkeep,
Right, right.
your common, those common expenses are shared and are typically paid through your condo fee, in addition to your mortgage, your principal, and your own personal property insurance
But at
and tax.
$594 a month for a condominium that's selling for $160,000, I think that's pretty excessive. So I dug into it a little bit further, and it does include your gas, even though your heat's electric. So I guess it maybe covers your hot water heater, or your cooktop is maybe gas. I don't know. And then the biggest expense and why these have gone up so high in the last 3 or 4 years is because it covers the exterior insurance of the building against any major damage, right? Including, storms, hurricanes, whatever.
Sure.
And that has really gone up a lot in the last 3 years because of all the major hurricanes that have happened. That fee has really jumped. So that condo fee on that particular condo, I look back at my research from 3 years ago, was 236, and now it's 594. And I get the utilities have gone up and everything's gone up, obviously, but it's the insurance that's pushed that to a different level. So what does that mean for you as a homeowner? That 594 is probably, what would you say, at the initial $70,000-$80,000 in buying power that you would have if you didn't have to pay that fee?
$500.
$594.
uh $600, no, could represent uh no, more like 100, more,
A hundred thousand.
I would say 100. I might, depending on the rate, $120,000, but certainly $100,000 worth of buying power.
Okay, so think about that, right? So you got to really think about that. That is it worth it to pay this fee? Because condominiums used to be the first time home buyers. Let me get into something. Let me get a piece of real estate. Let me buy something. So you know, I'm I'm in the game, right? I have some home ownership, but these fees I think are starting to take people out. And when you start looking at places like Florida or on the water, it is unbelievable the price of the condo fees that they're charging because of the insurance. I mean, you're talking into 1,000, 1,900, 1,500. It's really high. So they're having a hard time selling those because on top of your mortgage, you still have to pay that fee as well. It's cost prohibitive. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen here as rates go up and these condo fees aren't coming down. How that's going to affect that market.
Sure.
But
We had a question about if that condo you were looking at, were those high-rise buildings at
they weren't.
594?
No, garden style, four floors.
Garden style. Wow. Nice.
Yeah, in Montgomery Village. I mean, a middle class neighborhood. That's where I live.
Right.
It's
Here
middle class,
locally.
regular neighborhood.
Another thing to consider about condo fees and rising costs, also where you want to look to, is in the whether or not there's any deferred maintenance and the maintenance costs associated with the association and the community, whether or not it's being properly maintained. Hold on, I got something happening here. Talk more about maintenance costs. Fernando.
Okay. So the maintenance costs in any HOA or condo is basically like your roads. Hey, how do the roads look? I know where I live and where I've heard from other neighborhoods where they live, the roads try to get replaced every like 10 to 12 to 15 years. What they do in the meantime before they replace them is they patch them. They just go to the cracks, fill them in with hot tar, and patch them up. I have like a sidewalks. They haven't been replaced. I've been in my neighborhood 25 years. They need to be replaced, but they're holding off as much as they can. And how they hold off and they wait, I think comes down to what they put away in reserves, because every amount that you give them, so I give them $115, $109 a month, and $30 of that goes into what's called this reserve fund that they save for a rainy day for big maintenance projects like roads, like sidewalks, like a big snow removal year. You know, they put away money for snow removal every year, which is also included in the fee. But here's what happens. Some years you don't have a lot of snow, so that money gets thrown to the reserve fund. Some years you have a lot of snow, more than what they allocated for, and so you have to go dip into that reserve fund for that. So that's another thing they collect for. I know I was on the board at Montgomery Village in the association board. Did it for like 5 years. I quit because they never wanted to spend any money in the community. They wanted to save it all for the rainy day. And I'm like, well, while we're saving it, let's at least do something. Let's beautify the area. Let's do some sort of changes or fix-ups. We have all this money, and I was new into the board, so I didn't really have a lot of power. And after 5 years, I just said, well, this is worthless. And you guys don't want to spend money on anything that the community needs. You just want to save it all because they know that when the roads come up and they need to replace them, that's going to be a heavy, heavy expense.
Yeah, but you know, it's interesting. One of the things I want to, amplify in what you just shared with our audience is about some of the cons, the negatives associated with homeowners associations. Condo fees, fine, you're buying into it, but let's talk about these homeowners associations.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's much con, man. I mean, there's some.
No, I have some cons. I have some cons.
You do? I think they keep things kind of tidy.
No, but I have some cons.
Go ahead. You want me to reply to them?
No, I mean you could, but you don't have to. So here are the cons. Here are the cons.
Mind. Go, bring it.
First, the homeowners association is going to dictate to you what you can and cannot do with the exterior of the property. So if you want to paint your windows, if you want to change your windows, you want to put in bay windows and they have certain type of windows, no, you're prohibited. Now that's a con.
Prohibited. You can only do what's approved in the community. You're not prohibited. You can only use the color painting.
Okay. So like you just said, this is the dialogue from a former member of the HOA. That's the double talk they give you. They say you're not prohibited. You just can't do. Hey, however you cut it, if you want to change the windows, if you want to do what you want to do, if it's not approved by them, you can't do it. And in my neighborhood, when I can't do it, that means I'm prohibited from doing it.
Deanwood. Here we go. Here we go.
So that is something. So that's something that you want to be mindful about.
It's true.
These services that you get, it's great that someone else cuts the lawn, but
they don't. I mean, the common area.
Some HOAs, I have friends who live in Virginia, their HOA,
the Commonwealth.
The Commonwealth. There you go. They cut the grass, but they cut the grass on their schedule, and they do a great job of it. But if you want it shorter, or you want it to grow a little longer, or you want it cut off season, although I have some guys who say even if it's out of cycle, the guys would come and cut yours, but in general they control it, so that can be a limiting factor for you. But also on the plus side, when someone else is maintaining the overall look and feel and continuity of the community because the grass is cut, because everything is well maintained, because there is a reserve to replace and a schedule to spend money routinely to upgrade, update, and maintain the facades and trees and all of the community, then that protects your value. That means your property value will be continuing to appreciate, versus in a community like the one Fernando described, where they might be hoarding all the monies for the rainy day, but they are losing sight that their value in their property is being eroded, because when a new buyer comes to the community, it's like, hey man, these old trees are dying, or when is the last time the roofs were replaced, or other amenities. This pool here it's not heated. So those are the things you want to be mindful of when you come to a community that has an HOA. You want to see who are the members, who's active, are they keeping regular minutes, are they meeting monthly, because you're talking about a corporation that is charged with the authority to regulate and run and control substantial resources on behalf of all the residents in this community. And so with that, you do get some power mad, hungry individuals who like to control things, keep a tight fist.
Oh,
But
yeah.
there are bylaws and rules for all these organizations. And you get a copy when you're considering buying into these communities. And you want to understand, hey, who takes care of this? How do I affect change? What can I do? What can I not do?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I have only lived in Montgomery Village since I got married. We started with a townhouse, then we moved to a single family house. As my wife's sister said, Shelly, my wife, will live and die in Montgomery Village. We will never move. And I'm starting to feel like that's going to be the case, which is fine. I mean, my whole life is here. Everything's here. Not in Montgomery Village, but in Maryland.
Sure.
There are some restrictions. I mean, like I got a letter. Hey, cut your shrubs. We can't see your address on your house. Your house number is not visible from the street.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I cut them last week, so you must have come before that. And they said, yeah, we did. Well, they said, okay, we'll take care of that.
There you
Hey,
go.
the windows on your bay window, the paint on your bay window needs to be freshened up. It's
There you go.
it's corroding. And
Yes.
here's the color you can use to do it with.
Yes. Yes.
So the thing that it does, though, it keeps the houses looking nice. You don't have
To defend the property value, that we all are here collectively, not trying to keep people out. We're just saying collectively we're going to invest in one another so that our property values, when you decide, like you and Shelly,
yeah.
You've been here, you've raised your kids here. When it's 20 years later and you're ready to dip into the equity in your property to help send your son to Temple, it's there because you've been a part of this community, maintaining these properties by doing the sprucing. And it's a good point you make. You have persons who are probably not paid to be on the HOA. They're volunteering.
It's
Their
volunteer.
time.
It's volunteer.
Yeah, they're volunteering their time and their competence and knowledge, but they're volunteering their time. And for those of us out here who do a lot of volunteering to support organizations, we know that that's the capital that is really so valuable. Someone willing to do the work that needs to be done.
Yeah, for free.
Hey, let's see. Oh, we got something else here. That's correct. I know. I went through minutia to have 2 storm doors and a fence installed on a condo. Had to get a permit from the county for the fence. Well, yes. Okay, you get no sympathy here from me, Virginia Bushcrafter, because as we've pointed out several times, my wife is director of the agency that regulates you getting a permit, because we want to make sure things are done correctly safely. So the permits for the government is not just a money grab. It is a part of making sure that that fence of yours was put up right. But the other stuff with the storm doors, again, that's what you go through. Your HOA is saying to you all out there, you got to get the right storm doors. No, not the one from Long Fence that's on sale this weekend for $200. You got to get the right storm door. And if you don't get the right one, then you can be like Fernando. Somebody's going to be sending you a letter and then another letter. And then they're really going to get annoyed. Because that is also the downside of the HOA condos. They do have the authority. You have granted them. It's in your deed. You've granted them the authority. They can put liens on your property if you don't come into compliance. And that was another thing. Also, you mentioned, Fernando, about the reserves. There are assessments that can be made against you. And not so much against you, but rather if the community finds that they do need to do a road this year, or they got a big storm and knocked off some roofs or whatever, and now it will exceed the reserves that they have available to make those needed repairs. Yes, the HOA can come and give you a special assessment, a special property assessment for your pro rata share to help kick in for the road that's on the other side of the community that you never drive through. And you're saying, why am I doing it? Because you're a part of this community. I love it. Let's see. Hold on. We got one more thing. You're right about equity. Another way to think of it. Oh, yeah, thanks. That's right, it is. Thank you, Virginia Bush Crafter. It is. That's exactly how you want to be thinking about the HOA and what it's doing to enhance the continued appreciation and growth of the equity you are building in your property as a part of this community. That all the tide is rising and all the homes are appreciating because we all are putting on the right storm doors. We all are painting our dormers. We all are keeping our shrubs to the right height so that when people come through the community and they drive through, they're like, oh, yeah, oh, look, this is nice. This is nice. This is well maintained. Have you ever thought about over there in Montgomery Village, you all adding an additional fee to have someone come in and do the lawn care and that sort of thing for you all?
No, I like to cut my grass.
Okay.
I like
so that's another thing you get with these HOAs. You're going to get different types of people living with you, some of whom, like Fernando, who mask his, indifference to small business entrepreneurs and not giving them a hand up.
I think a homeowner should cut their grass. I mean, I don't. Who doesn't have 45 minutes to cut their grass? Go cut your grass. That's what a homeowner is supposed to do.
So,
I'm not paying someone.
So now that's where you. That's where you're gonna get that kind of judgmental comment about you not a good homeowner if you don't cut your own grass.
No, I don't think you're not a good homeowner. I'm just telling you my personal preferences. You're a homeowner. Cut your grass.
You just said it again. You said you're talking to the other homeowner. You're saying to the other homeowners, cut your grass.
Yeah, you're a homeowner. Cut your grass.
Oh, okay. But what if I have Mr. Carlos cut my grass?
Great. Your grass is getting cut, not by you. Yeah. I think less of you. Think a little less of you. That's all. That's me. I judge. It's what I do.
You do. See, so that's what you get when you get with these homeowner associations. You're gonna get some judgment. I mean, we all get judged. Somebody's always a little judgy
Always,
about something,
always judgy.
always judging. But some people have a little more authority when they say, "Hey, cut your shrubs down. I'm judging you. They are not the right height."
Right.
And you're saying, "Well, I like my shrubs bushy and
No,
overgrowing."
I don't.
No.
I don't know, but I do like to trim them down. By the way, this is now a 45-minute show. Let's just call it what it is. Plus. 45 minutes plus. Okay? I'll never call it an hour show ever.
It's never going to be an hour show.
All right.
No, it's not. It's not.
Another good show. Season 1, episode 23.
That's right.
A lot of personal time on this one, but we had a lot going on. We were busy.
Well, we have had a lot going on.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm working on a couple big listings. I haven't got them yet, so I haven't talked about them, but I'm working on some things up in New Jersey. Working on something up there. I'm working on something in Pennsylvania. So crossing my fingers they come through next week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I'm down here. There's a house here. There's I talked to some. I'm working with DC government through their Department of General Services. Government is out looking for space, and so I'm working with them on a couple of properties. I represent some owners who have some space that can meet some of their
leasing
office.
needs.
Yeah, their spacing needs. Yeah. So that on some longer term basis, yeah.
It's good to see Mr. Brewer and Brian King on Sunday. Good guys.
Right. Yeah.
Good for him to retire too. He looks pretty young to be retiring, but I guess.
Well, you know how these guys do. They retire off into the world of consulting.
That's not retirement. And
but it's not work. But it's not working.
It's working. It's probably working harder. You're getting paid more. People expect more.
That's true. But if you're doing it from Florida in non-hurricane season, it could be all right.
When is that non-hurricane season? Like
I don't know. You got to be somewhere where it's not
December to March or something. I think it's non-hurricane season.
I don't know. Is it any part of Florida that you can go to and not run the risk of a hurricane?
I guess Central Florida, in the middle of the state, Gainesville, Orlando.
But then you're not close to the beach.
Right. Then you're an hour from the beach. So you're not going to get the mass flooding like they had. Maybe you will also, but not like that shore surge of, 12 to 15 feet where houses were being sucked up by the ocean.
Right.
But I had a brother in Bradenton, a little bit north of where that eye went through, and he was fine. I mean, it's literally miles between being fine and your whole world is gone. Wow. Literally miles, depending on how the eye comes in. If you're on the dirty or clean side of the hurricane, I mean, there's a lot that goes into that hurricane stuff. It's growing down in South Florida, growing up down there, I learned a lot about it. But a lot of
prayers are out for all those families who are in
people
there and are
really not great, man. Not great. One of my boyhood friends who I grew up in Miami with, who moved to Fort Myers when he was in 8th grade, I reached out to him and not good. Lost, I think, everything. His family all moved to Fort Myers. I think the whole family, all 4 kids and their parents, lost everything.
Wow.
Scary.
It is scary.
And they were on a canal. They weren't even on the ocean, but they were on a deep water ocean canal. So all the ocean water rushed up the canal.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, buddy. Hey, man. All the best. Hey, man. Give my love.
Terps, baby.
Your mom. Yeah, Terps. Yeah, Maryland.
Video of me opening the gate, opening the shell. That's going to be a moment, by the way. That's going to be a moment.
That's going to be a moment. On Saturday. It's going to be on Saturday, right?
Saturday at 12 noon.
There you go. Saturday at 12 noon. And Saturday at 12 noon,
Big
I'm going to be celebrating with my lady, and I'm going to think about you, man.
All right. Good. I hope. Hopefully the players don't run me over. Hopefully I get out of the way. Because I may stand in front of them and get trampled.
All right. We're approaching the hour. We only got like 7 seconds.
All right. See you. Thank you.
Well, hold on, but don't we have to close out? Tell people what this was.
Yeah, go. You're
All
Mr.
right. So again, everybody, thank you again for joining us. Oh, hold on. Let's let the Virginia Bushcraft. Maybe you got something laugh to say. Yeah, man. I always learn something from you guys. Thank you. Thank you for
A lot
joining
of
us.
knowledge here on the screen. There's a lot of
Well,
knowledge. We
yeah,
are here to help you.
we are. We are. That is what we really want to impart.
Y-
Um,
You asked me a question at the beginning of the show. Why are you
yeah,
doing this show when we started? Did you ask me that?
I did ask you that. You didn't answer that.
I didn't get a chance when you started talking. You haven't stopped since. I did this show to educate people, but also in
Yes.
hopes of generating some business for my real estate business. That's why I'm doing it. I mean, I
Oh,
am in business to make money to support my family, but
okay.
I found that's how I started it. But now I found that I look forward to it every week, and it hasn't generated any business. But I'm not sure that's as important as just being on here once a week and talking. It's been really therapeutic for me. It's been good.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I too, I love to talk, and I love talking
Oh,
with you.
we like
Yeah.
talking.
Well, we know, but and I too, like you, thought this was a platform. You hear so much about social media and live streaming as a platform to let people out there know who you are and the services that you offer. Uh, you know what? I view it as I have always viewed uh, marketing and promotions these 36 years I've been in business, and that is I do my part by planting seeds or by prospecting, by making phone calls or being on the show, and then and then everything else takes care of itself. I'm always reminded of those parables about you plant a seed, but you don't worry about what's coming. It grows. G- God, universal spirit, it takes care of itself if you do your part. If you plant seeds in the soil, they grow after their kind if they're nurtured. So and because we're in this sort of commission, not sort of, in a commissioned business where we only earn revenue in proportion to the solutions we provide to our clients and the difficulty that we help them solve in their businesses, in their lives, and all. That's
Yeah.
how we then earn revenue at the end, after everyone else has earned, right? The lawyers, the title companies, the surveyors, the lenders, the buyers, the
Appraisers,
sellers,
appraisers.
appraisers, all these other people in this process earn their fees as they provide their service, right? An inspector comes out and inspects today, that dude gets paid today. The appraiser comes out, he appraises today. He before he goes into the house, he's like, do you got my check? Right. That's right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the lender is like, you want money from me? He's telling you up front, 2.5 points, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Oh, so, but for the real estate professional
We got to perform.
who's not consulting,
We got to perform.
yes, we have to perform first. And so, but therefore, we can't, I haven't for 36 years of being a successful real estate professional. I can't count that revenue because I don't know if that revenue is coming. So all I can do is continue to plant seeds, put information out into the universe, and then things come back. And then I don't know from where the did it come from? Someone saw my show, or was it a phone call? Or when I made a phone call because you saw the show, or because you got a mailer, or that you then take my call? Or is it because when you are talking to someone and they say, hey, I'm thinking about selling, I'm thinking about buying, I'm thinking about leasing, I had a question about homeowners association. Do you remember that? Oh, you know what? I know somebody who could help you. See, I don't know where it's coming. We just have to keep pushing it out there. But I agree with you. We 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 do have the expectancy that if we're knocking, someone will answer the door. And in the meantime, like I said, man, I just like talking with you. It's
In
a
the
good
meantime,
time.
I'm having a good time.
I too look forward to this time with you and the Virginia Bushcrafter and the others. And people come up to me like with you. People come up to me and they try to do, I don't know if they what they're doing, but they'll say something from a show. And they'll be like,
Oh yeah.
that's familiar. And it's like, yeah, I saw your show. I watched your show. Yeah, I was like, oh, you did? But they don't necessarily come on and to the chat. But then they say, oh yeah, I saw, oh, that was very good. Or you know what? Or like the other guy who we've had multiple people say, hey, I gave business to your guest who was on.
Whoa, what is that about?
Yeah.
What?
Yes. People.
That hurts. That hurts.
Yes. No. Look.
That stings.
No. People have called Ben Soto.
It's a two-way
like,
street.
yeah, you know, I was looking for a title company. They called Karen, the other title, the title. People are calling our guests.
They need to be calling us.
Well,
they need to be calling.
Okay. But I'm happy. I'm happy for us to be a conduit, to be an opportunity generator, that people look to us and our leverage relationships to help them. And that's great. You don't, I mean, I'm not sitting there and they don't call me.
It will come, though.
Yeah, it will. And in the meantime, we'll just keep having fun. All right.
Minute 7.
Yeah, I know.
Shameless.
All right, guys.
All right.
Y'all have a great week.
Yep.
We'll
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. It's the big 3-0.
Yeah, I'm at 31. 3 of them means nothing to me. Small potatoes. She's very impressive, by the way. Very impressive. See, I can see why you married her. She's
oh yeah, no doubt. I married up. I married up, brother. I've been holding on. I know a good thing when I saw it.
Yeah. And then the other couple that was at our table, Phil and his wife.
Yeah, we want to get Phil on, dude. But hold on. But Phil, here's the thing. In addition to being a Kappa, which is impressive,
intellectual property.
Yeah, but in addition to being with the intellectual properties thing that he does for patent attorney with his firm, Phil is some sort of like registered genius or something, like some savant or some kind of really, yeah. Like in addition to being a nice guy, being a Kappa, doing intellectual properties and all that stuff, and you saw how much fun he was, right?
Yeah.
Him and Audrey, his lady, right? I mean, he cool dude, right?
Audrey's a little funner than him, though. Audrey can get after it. Audrey was talking golf. She was talking about She made fun of you about playing one hole. You know, Audrey was getting after it.
Yes, they are a great, fun couple. But underneath all of that, the dude is really like super, super genius, smart.
Ooh. Who would have known?
You wouldn't.
He didn't act like, or he didn't like, look at us like we're two big doofuses, right? Like that.
No. That's why I love Phil. That's why I love
nice.
him, man.
Yeah.
Right. Because you're talking blah, 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 but then every now and then you might say something, right, that you speculating on or you just making up. And that dude is like,
calls you out. A human Google.
No, I don't call you out. He just says, well, Section 9 of the Penal Code, blah, 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 blah.
Sniffs out the bullshit. Beautiful. All right. A minute 10.
We're going to get him on our show, too. We're going to get him on our show to talk about patents and patent attorney stuff.
Yeah, that's fun. That sounds
all right.
Good.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. All the best, guys.
Jesus
Take care.
Christ, I'm tired. Bye-bye.